Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Bahashim, Yahushai, which are the true names of the Heavenly Father and of the Son, who the world calls Jesus Christ, who is the so-called black man. And I want to say peace and salutations to all the Akim out there that's pushing the truth and sincerity, and peace and salutations to all the elders out there who labor in the truth and taught us the truth. Okay, this is from Instagram, No Gun Zone, which No Gun Zone is a page that that was made for Philly for all the shootings or all the murders that goes on here in Philly. All right, so this is an official page right here, and this was sent to me by an old friend in the world who I grew up with across the street from me. We was good friends since we were young. But he sent this to me last night. It says, "Hey, there are 2 confirmed COVID cases at the Amazon warehouse in Langhorne, PA. Please spread the word. Everyone works different shifts and aren't aware." So I was working at this Amazon not too long ago, maybe like a month ago. Okay, I was there from September all the way up until March. I was working at this place. And it's just crazy. If this coronavirus thing is real, okay, this is real. The Lord delivered me from it, because I could have been in that same. I could have gotten it. Okay, I could have. Who knows? But the Lord made sure I got the hell up out of there right before Passover. Okay, because Amazon, see what happened is, if you reach a certain amount of points, they fire you. Okay, so I knew that me going to the Passover to Atlanta, I was gonna reach that certain amount of points. So I went out, and I couldn't come back, and the Lord had it where I couldn't. And this is all the doings of Yahawah, Bahashim, Yahushai. This is all the doings of Yahawah, man. Let's get these scriptures. This Proverbs 20:24. And my dad, my grandma, they were all getting on me for leaving my job. Once I read this, I called my dad up. I said, "Hey, there are 2 confirmed cases of the virus in the Amazon I was working at." And guess what he said? He was like, "Oh man, it's a good thing you left." See, people don't know that you're moved by the Spirit of the Lord. You're moved by the Spirit, so everything you do is by doing to the Most High. It's not by you. The Lord have you do stuff for a reason. The Lord has stuff happen for a particular reason that we don't know. It's Proverbs 20:24. Man's goings of the Lord. How can a man then understand his own way? Right? How can you understand your own way? You don't. The Lord plans out everything. Just like how when you were little and your mom used to pack your lunch for you, have your clothes on your bed, ironed, ready for you, your toothpaste on the toothbrush already for you. That's exactly how the Lord is. The Lord already has everything mapped out for you. And all you got to do is follow the script. There's no free will. All right? This is Jeremiah, the 10th chapter, verse 23. It says, "O Lord, O Yahawah, I know that the way of man is not in himself. It is not in man that walketh to direct his steps." It is not in man to direct his own steps. It's of the Most High. The Most High direct your steps. Point blank, period. I left Amazon off for my carnal reasons. But hey, the Lord had a spiritual reason. And that's because I gotta teach the gospel. Paul, he wanted to die, but the Lord had it where he didn't die. Why? Because he had to preach the gospel. Let me get that. I believe it's in the book of Philippians, the 3rd chapter. It's not the 3rd chapter, it's the 2nd chapter. Let's see. Might be the second chapter. Philippians 2. Let's see. Hold on, let me try and find it real fast. Let's try to get this. Just bear with me for one moment. I'm going to get it. Okay, Philippians 1. All right, this is the book of Philippians chapter 1 and verse 23. It says, "For I am in a strait betwixt two." So Paul is saying that I'm in a hard situation, having a desire to depart, having a desire to die, and to be with Hamashiach, which is far better, right? Because to die is way better to be up there in the spiritual realm with the Lord. Verse 24, "Nevertheless, to abide in the flesh is more needful for you," right? But to be here with you, the church of Philippi, it is needful for you, so Paul can build them up in the spirit, right? Because Paul was over them. Paul was the overseer to these other churches, so for him to be with them in the flesh, it was needful. So that's how it is with the men of the Lord. It's needful to be here on earth so that we can build up certain brothers and teach the gospel, because that's our main focus. Our focus is to finish the course. Matter of fact, let's scroll up. Philippians 1. And I'm starting with verse 3. It says, "I think my power upon every remembrance of you, always in every prayer of mine for you, all make a request with joy, for your fellowship in the gospel from the first day until now, being confident of this very thing, that he which hath begun a good work in you will perform it until the day of Hamashiach Yahawah." Right. He which is the Most High, which hath begun a good work in us, will perform it. Which perform, we can go into the Greek, it means accomplish, to finish. Let me just fact check that. All right, to bring to an end, execute, perfect, accomplish. All right, to finish. Okay, to finish it until the day of Yahawah Mashiach, and that's what we ought to do. Okay, we ought to finish our course before we die or before something happens. Point blank, period. See, this is Acts 20, verse 24. It says, "But none of these things move me, neither count I my life dear unto myself, so that I might finish my course with joy, and the ministry which I have received of the Lord Yahawah, to testify the gospel of the grace of the Most High." Right, so none of these things should move us, and we shouldn't count our life dear unto ourselves, so that we can finish the course of Yahawah Mashiach, finish this ministry, because that's all. Because this is what matters, finishing the work of Yahawah, Yahawah, point blank, period. And I'm gonna end off on this. So the Lord, matter of fact, I'm gonna end off on a few scriptures. Romans 8 and 28. "And we know that all things work together for good to them that love the Most High." Right, because you don't think I had a preconceived notion in my head that I wasn't gonna have a job when I came back. I knew that. But hey, all things work together for good to them that love the Most High. Okay, because I know that the Most High is going to have me bounce right back on my feet. "To them who are the called according to his purpose." All right, so this is Numbers 6 and verse 24. Okay, it says, "Yahawah bless thee and keep thee. Yahawah make his face shine upon thee and be gracious unto thee." Right, the Most High was gracious unto me. He blessed me and he kept me. "Yahawah lift up his countenance upon thee and give thee peace." All right, so with that, I want to say, "Call Haloim La, Yahawah, Bahashim Yahushai, or Yahawah Bahashim Yahushai Barakathum, to all the Akim out there that's pushing the truth and sincerity. While Yahawah Bahashim Yahushai Barakathum, to all the elders out there who labor in the truth and taught us the truth. Why I want to say peace and blessings to all the Akim wa Akwathium that's out there listening and learning, and truth and sincerity. With that being said, shalom.